Hey guys, this is a clip from our podcast, Color Me Bloody. You can find us on iTunes at Color Me Bloody MMA Podcast. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Color Me Bloody. You can also get in contact with us via email, colormebloodyMMA@gmail.com. All right. Thanks guys. We're a weekly podcast. Check us out.
We got another thing cool coming up. Well, I'll tell you a little bit.
Define cool. I mean,
you're not excited? You're not pumped for this?
I'm going to destroy you.
He's nervous. All right, so this is what happened. So we're at Alex's house and I just kind of in one of those moods. I know Alex does like does the jiu-jitsu all the time and he does like submission tournaments and he's getting pretty good at it and he's getting crafty. And I have never had any real training in anything. I wanted to grapple him and I was kind of taunting him. I was feeling a little good. I was like, just telling him I was going to, I want to grapple you and I was going to make you say uncle and scream mercy and, all of that. And I was like, right here on the carpet, let's go right now. I'm going to grapple your ass. And
but if I was 3,000 pounds of muscle, I'd want to grapple me too.
Oh, calm down. See that? He already has an out. The fact that I'm strong. I'll
have plenty more by the time it goes down.
I have no real training. Absolutely no real training in jiu-jitsu. More than likely you should be able to tap.
You used to put on pit fights in your backyard.
Okay, all right. Okay. So I know a little bit. I'm more of an MMA fan than I am an MMA practitioner though. I don't actually.
That's true.
It's more just through the fact that I've watched it and I kind of rolled a little bit with some people who've trained but not much. And, my brother and I were real into it and used to wrestle and I guess do basically no-gi jiu-jitsu in our house every day pretty much for a while, but I'm not actually great. I don't know any kind of technical submissions and a lot of my defenses would probably be the opposite of what I need to do. So there's a chance you could manipulate my strength against me if it came down to it, but we'll see what happens. So this is what happened. So we started talking about it. It's like, and Alex was like, this is something you want to do? Like this could be a bit on the show. And, you kind of gave me the idea, like maybe we should do that and a little bit of kickboxing, right?
Yeah, I figure we could break it up into different rounds. I figure you could come over to the gym. I'll talk to the guy that runs shop over there. It shouldn't be an issue. You'll come over. We'll put on some gear. I figure we could start out with the grappling first, maybe do a couple minutes of each round.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a minute and a half or 2 minutes. We'll work out the logistics later, but I figure we could do a round of grappling where he starts in my guard, a round of grappling where I start in his, a round of grappling that starts from the feet, something along those lines. Yeah. And then do like a kickboxing round, maybe even an MMA round.
Well, okay, this is what happened. So Alex said that, but originally he just said, let's do one round of striking like a minute. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'd like to go out. Now, I don't know. Again, I'm a strong guy. Alex might be nervous. Just the fact that I could actually, even though I don't have the training, I could actually seriously hurt him if I was to connect. So we need headgear. We need the bigger gloves. I don't actually want to knock you out. I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm saying if I was to land, chances are one of my punches might hurt more, even though you have trained, like, you actually know how to throw a punch better than I do. Just because I'm a lot bigger. I outweigh you by about like 55 pounds or so.
Yeah, if I hadn't already seen you hit the boxing machine at the bar, then I'd be a little intimidated.
Okay, well, I'm telling you this right now. So I'm thinking about it and I'm like, visualizing it. And I'm like, I think we should do it like this. We definitely need to do the 3 rounds of grappling the way that it was said.
Okay.
And I would actually like to do a 3-round kickboxing match. Just a minute and a half rounds, 3 rounds. So that might need to be a separate day. It doesn't need to be immediate. Or if we're both feeling good, maybe that day. But I think we should be fresh. And then maybe see what happens, see how that goes. And then I think we should do a 3-round, exhibition MMA match. Again.
And we discussed
2-minute rounds, I'm thinking.
We discussed no elbows or bare knees.
Yeah, no elbows or knees. It is what it is. I'm not looking to get any broken bones.
No, and I'm a pretty good looking guy, so it's like, I don't really want one of those like goat vagina cuts on my neck, on my eyebrow.
Yeah, you already got a big enough vagina, your whole body.
That's true.
That's
true.
The thing is, How are you feeling about it? Like, I mean, obviously the grappling, you go all out. I mean, you try and submit the other guy. Once you get in the submission, you're not going to break it. But I mean, the other guy taps. And the striking is where I'm the most curious, because I don't know what kind of gear we're going to be wearing, but I'm kind of in that weird stage where I want to wear enough gear to the point where you'd be comfortable me going as hard as I can.
Okay.
Is that cool?
That's
I'd like
fine.
to do that. I mean, I'd like you to go 100% because it's going to be hard for me to be tentative. Because if we're supposed to go 85% and I hit you and you're like, well, he's actually hitting harder. And then we go, we don't have any kind of training together. We've never sparred together. So we don't really understand each other.
We'll make sure we get the right size gloves. We want at least like a 10, maybe a 12-ounce glove.
Yeah.
We want some headgear and probably some shin gear.
Yeah.
Some instep shin gear so we can, and if you're wearing all that, I'm comfortable going all out.
Yeah.
So then we don't have to do that awkward thing where we start at 50% and then someone throws a 75% shot and then we both escalate.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's probably what would happen. And I
see it happen all the time. So we'll just do that and it'll be fine.
Yeah. And no
care.
offense. I mean, it's cool and all, but the only real advantage I have is size and strength. Like if we went out there and did a points striking match where neither one of us are going hard enough to really even do any damage, I have absolutely no chance. You're going to be quicker. Like I could maybe pump a jab. I could maybe keep distance because I'm longer, but theoretically having some sort of skill and technique that I don't have. I am not a great striker. I really don't. I can't even throw many kicks.
We'll see what happens. I don't really consider myself a good striker. I just know how to throw various strikes, with a little bit of technique and put power behind it. I don't go out there and train any kind of striking discipline on a regular basis weekly. I hit the bag when I'm bored. When I first started going to the gym, I was taking like their Muay Thai classes for a little while, but I really have embraced jiu-jitsu, and that's pretty much all I do nowadays.
Yeah.
I probably won't even prepare for this.
What do you mean prepare for it? You go to an MMA gym. What do you mean? What am I going to do to prepare? What do you mean? What does that mean? You're not preparing for it?
I told you I'm going to have by the time we actually do this, I'll have 10 different angles for outs. So don't worry about it.
Oh my God. He's not even going to prepare for it. What the hell? I'm telling you right now.
And spoiler, the jiu-jitsu matches, it's going to be I'm probably not going to be able to necessarily manipulate his whole body because he's heavy and strong, and he's probably not going to be able to pass my guard because of the technique I've acquired. Might be a little bit of a stalemate there. I'll see what I can do. I'll practice against some big guys, and I might have some tricks on my sleeve.
But he's not going to prepare for it.
No, I'll prepare for the jiu-jitsu part for sure.
Look, I mean, he's already talking like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go out there. I want you to be confident though. I want you to
I'm always
go
confident.
out there and I'm going to probably talk enough shit to the point where you're going to be a little want to put me in my place because I'm ready to go and I'm kind of ready to get a little cocky and do a little bit of talking and a little pre-fight and a little bit of trolling. But honestly, I think I'd wipe the floor with you.
That's fine. I mean, and even if you did, it wouldn't be that impressive.
See, there he goes. He's already with that.
I have my own angle to trash talk.
What
it's
we
my
need
own
to do
angle.
is we just need to find some random heavyweight that trains Muay Thai at your gym that can just go together and just knock me out. That's what's going to be next. This is going to turn into some jackass thing.
I could honestly probably find a bantamweight that could knock you out.
Okay, all right, calm down.
I mean,
I get it. I hear you. I'm just saying, I'm just feeling a little like I just want to, we've been doing the MMA podcast. I watch a lot of MMA fights. I don't really get into, I mean, I used to fight all the time, both.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying oh man, I've been to so many fights, but I used to get into fights all the time and I used to box and do, like you said, fights in the backyard for fun and wrestle and do all that kind of stuff with my brother for fun. And it's been a long time and I'd like to do it.
That's cool. I think it'll be fun. I several times a week I lock up with some strong guys that know what they're doing and, I get tapped out all the time by higher ranked guys. Sometimes I tap out guys that are on my level. Or maybe a little bit better, definitely, beginners and whatnot. And it happens, but I think you're going to find that it's a different type of cardiovascular activity, and I think you're going to gas sooner than you realize.
I think you're going to be surprised how well I last in the grappling because I've done it before and I kind of know how to conserve my energy and I'm very calm in grappling. But when we put on those gloves, I'm going to be out of breath before we start. It is what it is. I'm all about it. I would love to do it. But if I'm not excited to fight, I'm very nervous until I get hit a couple times. And I usually get out of breath very quick striking. Anytime I've ever boxed or done any kind of fights or anything, especially if we just put on gloves and stand apart from each other and square off and it's not just the heat of the moment. attack. Like if you're actually having a fight, an official fight, anytime I've been in that situation, I gas striking. I get nervous. I'm just not comfortable yet. I'm not comfortable knowing that I'm going to get hit in the face a bunch and all that, but I'm excited for it. And I can't wait. We'll tape it. We'll do pre-fight interviews, whatever we do. We'll probably make 3 segments out of it. I'm serious. It's going to happen.
I can feel the pulse of our audience right now. People are already excited about this.
Yeah, they turned the dial about like 10 minutes ago.
If we had a huge fan base, I would definitely be getting blown up on Twitter and Facebook right now.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
No one else does this.